Let me share something with you that most people never realize, and yet it explains almost everything about why their lives look the way they do. It's this: your reality is not just happening to you. You are not simply an observer or a victim of circumstance. You are shaping, molding, and directing your world through what you consistently accept as true, especially about yourself. Think about that. Every single day, without even knowing it, people are running an inner conversation that tells them who they are, what they deserve, what's possible. And here's what most people don't realize. This inner conversation is not just background noise. It is the blueprint. It is the pattern that your life must follow. If, deep down, you're always assuming that things are hard for you, or that you'll never be chosen, or that you have to fight for every scrap of happiness, then your world will mirror those assumptions. Not because life is against you, but because you have quietly decided, again and again, that this is how things are for you. And the universe, your reality, can only reflect back to you what you are consistently assuming about yourself. Now think about the principle at work here. It's not wishful thinking. It's not positive affirmations pasted on top of fear and doubt. It's much deeper. The law of assumption is always operating, whether you know it or not. You are always assuming something. The moment you wake up, and all through the day, you are taking positions about who you are, what is likely, what is out of reach. These positions become your identity. And here's what most people miss. Identity comes first. The outer results always follow the inner belief. It's never the other way around. Most people live their entire lives trying to change the outside. They try harder. They hustle. They wait for signs. They react to what's happening, hoping that if they just do the right things, eventually they'll get what they want. But it's not about doing more. It's about being. The moment you decide, this is who I am, this is true for me, this is my story now, everything begins to rearrange itself to match that new assumption. Let me explain what's really happening. Your imagination is not just a place for daydreams or fantasy. It is the creative power itself. Every time you imagine yourself as a certain kind of person, whether that's successful, loved, free, or always struggling, your reality must reflect that assumption. It may not be immediate. It may not come in the way your logical mind expects, but the pattern is set by your inner conversation. Consider this: you are always in conversation with yourself. Most people's inner talk is not deliberate. It's automatic. It's based on old experiences, disappointments, fears, and what others have said about them. But the truth is, you can choose your inner conversation. You can become deliberate. And when you do, you are no longer merely reacting to life. You are directing it. You are living in the end. You are feeling the wish fulfilled, not in some distant future, but now, in your inner world. Think about this. Living in the end is not about pretending you have something you don't or trying to trick yourself. It's about choosing to feel right now what it would be like if your wish were already fulfilled. It's a shift from seeking to having, from waiting to deciding. Here's what most people don't realize. They wait for something to happen on the outside before they allow themselves to feel satisfied, loved, successful, or free. But the moment you decide to feel it now, to assume it now, to let that be your inner conversation, the outer world responds. It cannot do otherwise. Reality is a mirror. It reflects back what you feel to be true about yourself, not what you want, not what you beg for, but what you quietly accept as your state of being. Let me give you a simple example. Imagine someone who always sees themselves as unlucky. That's their quiet assumption. Maybe they say to themselves, things never work out for me. They don't even notice they're saying it. It's just background noise. But that assumption is creative. It shapes their choices, their actions, their expectations. Opportunities come, but they don't see them. Good things happen, but they minimize them. Setbacks reinforce their belief. The pattern repeats not because the world is against them, but because they have silently decided, this is who I am. The world is only echoing that back. Now, the moment that person begins to revise their inner conversation just a little, everything starts to change. Maybe they start to say, good things happen for me all the time, or I am always chosen, or even just, things are working out for me now. At first, it might feel awkward or untrue, but the more they persist, the more the pattern shifts. Revision is one of the most powerful tools you have. Let me explain how it works. Most people think that the past is fixed, that what happened is set in stone. But in the world of imagination, the past is as changeable as the future. If you keep replaying old hurts, disappointments, rejections, if you keep telling those stories to yourself, you are anchoring yourself to that version of reality. But if you choose deliberately to revise the meaning of those events, to see yourself as having always been favored, always supported, always lucky, you cut the old pattern. You stop dragging the past into the present. You step into a new identity, and the world reflects it. It's not magic, it's law. The law of assumption is always operating. You are always assuming something, and life is always reflecting it. Now let's talk about letting go and detaching. People often misunderstand this. They think letting go means giving up or not caring or pretending they don't want what they want. That's not it at all. Letting go is about releasing the need to force, to grasp, to make something happen by effort alone. It's about stepping into the state of being where your wish is already fulfilled. You are not trying to get, you are being. The moment you stop reaching and start assuming, you become magnetic to the very thing you desire. You don't have to chase, you don't have to fight. You simply let go of the worry, the doubt, the endless checking, and you rest in the knowing that it is already yours in consciousness. And because you have claimed it within, the outer must follow. Here's what most people don't realize. When you let go, you are not abandoning your desire. You are stepping into trust. You are saying, I have assumed this is mine. I do not need to force it. I do not need to obsess over how or when. Letting go is not passive. It is the highest form of trust. It is the confidence that your inner world is the cause, and the outer world is the effect. You let go of the need to control the timing, the details, the appearances. You focus on your own path, your inner conversation, your feeling of the wish fulfilled. And as you do, things begin to happen in ways you could not have predicted. Doors open. People show up. Circumstances rearrange. Not because you forced them, but because you assumed your new identity and let go of the old. Consider this. Every time you focus on what someone else is doing, how far along they are, what they have that you don't, you are stepping out of your own path. You are giving away your creative power. The only path that matters is the one you are walking within. Your inner conversation is where your world is shaped. The moment you detach from comparison, from needing validation, from watching others, you reclaim your power. You return to your own center. You decide who you are. And reality must reflect that decision. You don't need to compete. You don't need to explain. You simply live in the end in your own chosen state. Let me share something with you about inner conversation. Most people think it's just self-talk, something private and unimportant. But your inner conversation is the seed of every outer event. If you are always telling yourself, it's hard, I can't, they won't, I never get what I want, then that is the pattern life will mirror. But if you begin, even quietly, to tell yourself a new story, I am chosen, things work out for me, I am supported, I am free, then the pattern must change. The outer world cannot help but rearrange to match the new inner conversation. It's not about saying the right words one time. It's about what you consistently accept as true. It's about identity. You become the person who has, not the person who seeks. So how do you actually do this? Let me walk you through it. The first step is to become aware of your inner conversation. Just notice without judgment what you are saying to yourself all day long. Where are you assuming lack, struggle, delay? Where are you telling the old story? Don't try to fix it all at once. Just notice. Awareness is power. The moment you see the pattern, you have the power to change it. Next, begin to gently revise your inner talk. When you catch yourself saying, it's not possible for me, pause. Replace it with, it's already mine. When you notice, I never get chosen, shift it to, I am always chosen. It might feel strange at first, that's normal. But the more you persist, the more natural it becomes. Now let's talk about SATS, state akin to sleep. This is a powerful tool, and it's simple. When you are drifting off to sleep, your mind is open, receptive. This is the perfect time to impress a new assumption. As you lie in bed, imagine in vivid detail that your wish is already fulfilled. Feel it. What would you see? What would you hear? How would you feel if it were already true? Don't just see it, be it. Let the feeling fill you. Do this gently, without strain. Let it become natural. The moment you feel the reality of your wish, you have set the pattern. Your subconscious takes it as fact, and the world will mirror it back to you. This is not about forcing. It is about accepting. Here's what most people don't realize. You are not waiting for evidence. You are creating evidence. When you live in the end, when you assume your wish is fulfilled, the evidence must appear. It may come in ways you do not expect. It may be subtle at first. But as you persist, the world rearranges itself around your new state of being. You are not reacting to the world. You are directing it. You are not waiting for a sign. You are deciding what is true for you. The moment you shift from hoping to knowing, from seeking to having, everything begins to change. Let me explain what's really happening behind the scenes. Reality is not out there, separate from you. It is a mirror, a reflection of your state of consciousness. The outer must match the inner. This is not theory, it is law. The law of assumption is always operating. Whatever you accept as true about yourself, about your world, must show up in your experience. If you want to change the outside, you must change the inside. It's not about effort, it's about identity. The moment you assume a new identity, reality has no choice but to conform. You don't make it happen by force. You allow it to happen by being. Consider this. Your power is in your ability to assume. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of circumstances. You are the cause. Your repeated thoughts, feelings, and expectations are shaping your experience right now. Most people are reacting to life, letting circumstances dictate their state. But you can choose. You can decide. The moment you claim a new identity, a new assumption, you set a new pattern, and reality must reflect it. This is how you detach, let go, and focus on your own path. Not by effort, but by assumption. Not by seeking, but by deciding. Not by doing, but by being. So I invite you to test this in your own life. Don't take my word for it. Become aware of your inner conversation. Choose your assumptions deliberately. Revise the old stories. Live in the end. Feel the wish fulfilled. Let go of the need to force or chase. Focus on your own path. As you do, reality will reflect your new state. It cannot do otherwise. Remain consistent in your assumption and watch as the world rearranges itself around you.